Guys, how we doing?
Great.
Just give the cameras just a second. You guys good? All right, Coach, whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay, guys, we not a lot of positive to talk about today. I think hats off to Kentucky and Coach Stoops that they were ready to play. And they flat out beat us. They were a more physical team. They controlled the line of scrimmage, the edges of the formations. They protected their quarterback. We did not win the line of scrimmage or the edges, and they affected our quarterback. We had a handful of penalties, obviously, were a factor. The early turnover was a factor. And then just fundamentally, very disappointed in our team. I told the players, I know one way to do this, and that is to take complete ownership of it. And I think for me personally, as a leader, I have to do a better job for our team in all ways. And ultimately that's my job, just have our football team ready to play. And I'm going to take ownership of that, because I know what we're capable of. I do believe that we had a good week. I do believe that we were in the right frame of mind. But when the ball got put down, we didn't execute. We weren't physically ready. And certainly the way the game went early, it got out of hand. And then we did our best to try to fight and get back in it. But hats off to Kentucky, So, all parts of the game, they were more effective. I haven't looked at the stat sheet yet, but I imagine that's exactly what it says. So, Kentucky deserved the win today. The Gators did not. And that's my responsibility. So, I think we'll be able to evaluate things technically a little bit more and talk with you on Monday. But overall, we've got work to do to improve. And one thing I do really believe in is I believe in that group of kids in there. And I think they want to have success. I think they've done a lot of quality work. And I do think that these types of experiences present opportunity. And I think I'm very hopeful that this group, there'll be some good things to come of this. But we've got to take a good look in the mirror from an overall operation here and do a better job for the players. And there'll be, I'm sure the players will see things that they can do better as well. But what questions do we have here?
So is it your assessment that you guys, as a coaching staff, didn't have the team ready to play this week?
No, I do think that we had a good week. I think that they beat us up pretty good. Anytime a team rushes, for 300 plus and they hold you to under 100, ultimately that's where the game was won today. It was line of scrimmage, edges, tackling, fundamentals. We misfit some runs, and then we were unable to do that on offense.
Another big momentum play, the special teams penalty, and then the sudden change after that. They go 75 yards.
Yeah.
How did you guys handle that and so forth?
Yeah, it's disappointing because we had a similar situation in last week's game. We covered it thoroughly throughout the week. We actually sent a play in from last week's game to the SEC, talked about the exact rule, how it's interpreted, showed the clip of the meeting. I think we just got a young player out there that made a poor decision, but and he knows he made a mistake. So I do think that that was a pivotal moment in the game. I think you're spot on. It's still a close game. We're off the field. We're going to get it at midfield. We're going to get it on the short field for probably the first time the whole day. And then we put them back out there, and they end up getting a touchdown off that possession. So, no question, 100% huge play of the game.
Billy, you've spoken when you got here and this year too, coming in about being physical. that's your kind of blueprint. Where is this, where the program's at, and then you look at Mark Stoops' program, and he's been there a while, that's his culture?
Yeah, no, anybody that knows me knows that that game right there is gonna be hard on me, just in terms of who I wanna be, the brand of football that I wanna play. So, I think you're exactly right. And look, I respect it. Okay, I respect it. So, I think you're spot on.
So the defense has been trending upward, and did it get gassed maybe a little bit early with a couple 3-and-outs and the long physical drive to start the game, or how do you explain?
No, I
Just
think it'll be
performance?
I think it will be very fundamental. I think we understand exactly what happened. You know, we've got to strike blockers.
Yeah.
We've got to play with better eye discipline. We've got to fit our gaps. And when given an opportunity, we got to get the runner on the ground. There's numerous times throughout the day today where we did not do that. Okay, and you know, we played better defense. Much like I've told y'all before, the challenges are ahead. Today was a good example of that. So, you know, good cup of humble pie, good slice of humble pie. And ultimately, we got to play with better urgency. We got to strike blockers. We got to fit runs, and when given an opportunity, we got to get the runner on the ground. So, you know, 300 plus on the ground, right? That's not who we are. It's not who we want to be. We're going to get it fixed.
Billy, what bothers you or just concerns you most about this game?
Physicality, yeah. I don't know that, you know, we've gotten beat around here, but I don't know if we've been beat up like that. So, and look, got to take ownership of that, right? And much like I said before, give some credit to Kentucky, you know? And that's exactly what I told the team. I said, look, they beat us. You got to look in the mirror, you know? And we had our opportunities out there today. So that's what I would say. Sometimes you come in here and, you know, you feel like you went toe-to-toe. You played the brand of football that you want to play, and maybe execution was the issue, but you know, they got after us, both lines of scrimmages. And again, I respect it, because that's, I mean, we've done it to other people. And I think that's, anybody that knows me, that's going to be the most disappointing thing about the game to me.
Time for a few more, guys.
The pace of play in the fourth quarter, did you feel like there was an adequate sense of urgency? I mean, you were down 2 scores, it was 30-14 at one point, and you guys had a drive, there was a sack where it's a 13-yard loss, and I think that whole drive took 1:30 off the clock and didn't really make any progress.
Yeah, no, the sack was a big play. You know, we kind of get it on a long field. We get a first down, and we get it out there kind of in the 20-30 range, and then it's P-10 play, 7-man protection, you know, and we give up a sack, right? So, and really, the challenging thing about that is from an analytics standpoint, I mean, it was a go for it, all go situation. So the last thing you want to do is have a negative play. So, yeah, you're spot on. I mean, it's a 2-score game for a lot of the second half to some degree. And, you know, I mean, I think once the game became about time, you know, we played with more tempo and urgency, but I think it was 3 scores at that point.
How do you evaluate your own play calling in the immediate aftermath of a game like this? Like, what goes through your mind, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I think I remember them all, you know, and I think between possessions, we know what happened, you know, so I think sometimes, you know, you got to remain objective, no different than how we evaluate everything that we do. what caused the issues in the game. Is it, sometimes it may be design, sometimes it's communication, sometimes it's an undisciplined penalty, sometimes it's fundamentals and techniques, right? I think there's lots of things, that contribute to when you don't have success in this game, right? So, we got a great group of people that work hard to do that, and we certainly weren't good enough today.
We'll finish with that here.
Off of that, like a lot said, maybe that you're conservative at times, and there's some opportunities to strike maybe. Is that just an outside view that's not taking into account everything, or is there anything to that maybe at times?
What's the question?
If conservative play calling at times, I mean, 3rd and 9 and running, and then a throw short of the sticks, or, maybe man coverage a good bit and not attacking downfield and trying to run, things like that.
Yeah, no, I think all those things are, look, you can win by 3 scores.
I'm not
right?
studying this stuff like you do, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I think, let's just go back to the first 3rd down of the game, right? We called it an outside zone that popped for a 1st down, right on 3rd long. So, when
Is
they
that the one
work.
that was called back with Montrell?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they work, they pat you on the back. When they don't work, they criticize you, right? So what we got to do is we got to do our job for the players, okay? That's what's important to me. It's important to me that we do our best for the players and our staff, okay? And look, when you don't have success, you deserve criticism. We deserve every bit of criticism we're going to get for this game. Okay, that's part of it. So, but I also, my responsibility is to the players and to the staff. So ultimately, that's what I think about.
I'm just trying to be accurate with
Yeah.
the criticism, is it inaccurate or accurate to some of what's said?
I think there's always good and bad. Some of it's well-deserved. Some of it, maybe they don't quite know what they're talking about. So I think it's probably a mixed bag.
Billy,
Thank you, Coach.
how's Caleb?
Say it one more
Caleb,
time.
how's Caleb?
Caleb is injured. He'll be out for a significant chunk of time. He's got a lower leg injury. And it'll be, I think it's non-surgical, but it'll be quite a bit of time.
Another
All right.
question, Eugene, you brought him here today, but he didn't play, or was there an
Yeah,
issue?
we didn't feel good about putting him out there, we were hopeful that he would be ready, some contact throughout the week, but after evaluating him in pregame, wasn't in his best interest, as much as maybe he wanted to go. I think we made a decision that he wasn't ready.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Billy, thank you.